All right, boys. So I actually broke the #1 Cardinal YouTuber rule here. Let me explain why. Okay, so I actually drove this thing in the yard for a hot 2 seconds, for a good 2 seconds, and that's literally all it took to bend the back carrier mounts. I'm sorry, as a YouTuber, I'm supposed to always have the cameras on so you guys can see all the cool action. But yeah, we took it for a ride. I literally just went up the driveway and that thing twisted in like 2 seconds. I'll show some clips here of that. So basically, I can't ride it with the Chinese swing arm on it. I'm gonna have to take that off and remake something for it, which is fine because we knew we were gonna have to extend this out anyways because this thing's just gonna be a wheelie monster. I'm probably not even gonna be able to take the RPMs up unless I can get the tires to spin by like leaning over the handlebars or something like that. So basically what I'm gonna do is I have this Yamaha Warrior 350 swing arm and axle right here. It needs a set of carrier bearings, but I figure at least for this video we could get a ride on it, and then later on I can replace the carrier bearings. I'll have to move the sprocket to the inside instead of the outside, so it's going to take a good bit of fabrication to make this work, but this will work for what we're doing. And I probably will also repurpose this rear shock since it's a lot stronger than the Chinese ATV one, but the swing arm itself I'm going to get rid of, and I'm going to try and reuse the mounts on the Chinese ATV swing arm, but we'll check it out once we get the bolt off. So anyways, trying a new style of video in this one. Let me know if you guys like it, and thanks for watching. Alright guys, so rather than bore you with all the building details on this video, I know you guys just want to get right to the action of seeing this thing rip, so I'm not going to bore you with every little meticulous detail on how I'm constructing this swing arm, but I will show you guys a quick couple clips of how I am doing this. I would like you guys to get an idea. I mean, if you guys do like the build videos, go ahead and drop me a comment below, let me know, because I do listen to your guys' feedback. But basically what we're going to be doing is taking the Chinese swing arm. These front nubs here, they're actually pretty thick, so I'm gonna reuse those because they look pretty sturdy. I'm actually just gonna cut these off, clean them up really good, and then I have some 1-inch OD tubing over there, 3/4 inch ID. It's 1/8 inch wall, very, very strong, mild steel tubing, and we'll run 2 supports off of those, 1 cross support for the shock, and then we're also gonna cut the back of this Warrior swing arm off, run a plate on it, and run those tubes down so that way that'll be nice and rigid. Maybe a little bit of gusseting in there to keep everything pretty strong, and that ought to do it. We'll flip that sprocket around because then it won't have any clearance issues on the outside of the swing arm anymore because it won't be as wide. So anyways, let's get her done. All right guys, so before I get too crazy here, I wanted to show you this is basically what a Warrior swing arm looks like. Pretty beefy looking. They really girth the heck out of this thing with some, I think that's 1/4 inch thick steel. I mean, I've seen guys put street bike motors on these Warriors and them hold up really, really well. So this ought to do just fine. My goal is to get this back piece of square tubing where my tubes come in and I can weld them directly to the back of this square tube. So that's why I'm cutting a straight line all the way across here. What do you mean my shock needs a rebuild? I think it's just fine. We'll just push the clip up a little bit and then it'll be fine. Just send it. Yeah, definitely gonna get rid of this one, guys. And this is what we have when we are done trimming down the Warrior swing arm. As you can see, there's a flat square tube on the inside here, and I will shave this down with a grinder disc so these inside portions are flat, and that way our tubing can go flat flush on the back of the square tube. And that will still be our carrier to what holds that basically the swing arm in place and the carrier in place. So All right, so let me just say, Warrior Swing Arm is a success. Man, this thing is coming out good. I've currently got it tacked up on all 4 corners. I did not make a shock mount for it yet. Like I said earlier, I will be using the rear shock to put on this. I will make a mount somewhere in here. I will probably try and reuse the stock mount and just let it be a straight with no wishbone, because for drag racing, we don't need the wishbone anymore. The sprocket alignment is phenomenal. I used a tape measure and a string and got that lined up pretty good. Other than that, I'm ready to fully weld this sucker in, add a couple gussets and call it a day. Get some hubs, wheels on it, and get you guys a ride on this thing. Did you guys see the smile on my face? I'm telling you, this thing is freaking sick. It is literally held together with zip ties and duct tape. It is the most dangerous and fun thing I think I've ever built in my life. The power to weight ratio is going to be incredible. If you guys didn't catch any of the math calculations, I did that in the first episode, but dude, this thing is freaking epic. Let's take a look at some of the things. I finally got everything finished on it in this video. About to take it for a ride. Man, I love this thing already. Fuel tank's a little small. I think we'll run out of fuel really fast with that. Outside of that, everything fit really nicely. The shifter, I didn't have to do any modifications with that. I got the clutch handle on. The clutch is good. It's not sticky anymore. That's ready to go. There's like almost no brakes on it, which is kind of scary, but the front right tire goes flat so fast that that'll be a natural brake for our little yard rip on it. And then I'll put some brakes on it later on. I mean, this thing came out sick. I reused a bunch of old parts, recycled a bunch of stuff. It lined up pretty, actually really good. Center to center, it actually was perfect. So now we actually have Banshee hubs on the back, because Banshee and Warrior are the same thing. So I have drag paddles up on the shelf. I have MX tires. I have all kinds of stuff because I have the drag Banshee. So, and I have another Banshee. So I've got like tons of Yamaha pattern wheels that we can put on this thing. If we want to go, you know, dick around in the woods, or, you know, go do some drag racing with this thing, or take it to the racetrack. And it's definitely like a sleeperish type quad. And I'm really excited to go see like people's reactions. The only thing, I don't really care for the silencers. It doesn't sound too great with the silencers on it. I think the drag pipes sound incredibly sick. So I'm probably gonna chop those off and I'm gonna do some rips on this thing. So as far as everything else goes, I did move the exhaust up a little bit, so we did gain some ground clearance. I did take your guys' suggestion in the last video, and I did move those up good 4 inches or so up to the heel guard. So now when I jump up and down on this thing, they don't smack the ground anymore. It does run pretty good. I didn't get to take it for a ride yet, but I'm super stoked to do so. I did reuse the rear shock off the Warrior 350, which is blown out anyways, but it'll work for this kid's quad because it don't weigh that much. And then we made a little cool bracket for the reservoir. Outside of that, I am super stoked to take this for a ride, so I'm gonna shut up. Let's go take this thing for a ride. Hopefully not hurt myself though.
It's still pretty loud. get it down. Oh God, it's fast. Mine has no brakes whatsoever. I don't know why it's idling so high. That throttle cable sucks ass, man. I don't know what the hell that was all about. These fucking cables suck, man. Oh, I see it pulled out. All right, we're gonna give this another shot. I adjusted the throttle cable so we could possibly not have it stick the throttle on me. All right, let's give this baby a shot again. Oh yeah, she's fast. I don't have no brakes, shit. Well, good thing the front tires are flat. Definitely ripped. Ah. It's kind of sketch though. It's hard to steer. Something's definitely up with the steering on it. I think it's out of gas. I think that can't be one rip and we're out of gas. Nah, she got plenty of gas in her. And what are we doing here? Untuned. I bet you it's freaking stupid rich. Because them 150s were for that 392 motor that was fully ported. So I wonder if she's just a hair on the rich side. Or like really on the rich side. Okay, I didn't do that. I didn't put any timing in it yet either. So that's the other thing. Alrighty, let's figure it out.
Alrighty guys, so unfortunately, this literally just died out in the middle of my yard trying to get a good rip on it. It did run okay. I know the timing was top dead center. There was no advance at all. So I didn't expect this thing to be a beast. Plus the jetting is extremely rich. And I did that on purpose. Like I left the 150s in it from the 392 Banshee because I didn't want it to do like crazy wheelies or anything. I wanted to dial it in and show you guys kind of, actually, I was gonna make a video on how to dial in jetting. As you can tell, I'm a little frustrated right now. I brought it back in to check out what happened, why it died, and I immediately found that there's no spark. So that's a little frustrating. This is a brand new HPI CDI unit. I combed over the entire thing, the harness, all my connections. I have the cover off. I can see the flywheel and stator, like nothing's loose. Neither of the coil wires have spark. It doesn't matter where I ground it or what I do. So, you know, upon my troubleshooting, like it's got good fuel, it's got great compression yet, but no spark. I pulled the plugs, checked that out, nothing at all. So I immediately emailed HPI. Unfortunately, I'm going to be waiting for a response from them to see if they're gonna replace this unit under warranty or what the situation's gonna be with that. So for now, I'm gonna clean up my mess, tuck this thing in the back of the shop, and we'll pull it out and do jetting and timing as soon as I get a response from HPI CDI. So I'm sorry guys, no crazy insane wheelies on this one. We could save that and do a whole other video on this thing later. But for now, we're gonna get back to the YFZ, get that thing done, and then we're gonna get over to this CBR 600 powered ATC 250R, which is gonna be really sick. And that one, I don't have an aftermarket ignition unit on, so we really shouldn't have to worry about that thing dying. So anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.